Welcome to Arts and Wellness Café. In today's video we're going to be creating an art journal page and looking at a book review. Stay tuned. Well, hello and welcome to Arts and Wellness Café. I'm so glad you could join me. Thank you. It's a bit overcast today. We had some sunshine very early this morning and I was out in my usual creative gardener hat mode, and I counted my aloes plants. Do you know I've got over 70 plants, various sizes. Most of them are like either adult or I would say in the early 20s, not in terms of years but in terms of size. How can you age a aloes plant? And then each of the big aloes plants are giving out pups as well, and I'm not sure whether you call them pups, but yeah, we'll call them pups. So today, a word that I guess I would use that comes to me is reflection. So it's a reflection on some of the things that you're doing, looking at what you're doing currently, and moving forward. And I think it's important that every now and again we take time to actually reassess, reevaluate, and look at those things that we're doing to make sure that we're either on the right track. I was going to say the wrong track. To see whether we are on the wrong track and whether we need to alter our course. So I was currently, is that a double negative? I am currently doing that, because what I realised is that some of the things that I was focusing on were not the priority, put it that way, and I need to look at what I'm doing. I need to look at how I'm feeling as well, because I realised that I've been feeling tired. So it's like, well, where is that coming from? You've got a whole garden out there full of things that are nutritious, medicinal. So what is it you now have to do to make sure that you're utilising them, rather than, every morning and afternoon I'm out there tending the garden, cutting back and deadheading and chopping and dropping and planting out. What did I plant out recently? Every time I have a seed, I have to plant it. So I had 2 avocado seeds, so I put those in the ground, and oh my gosh, oh yeah, that was my sister. I'm gonna have to put you on pause while I take the call, because she's probably with mum.
Okay, but she's
hello, yeah, she's with mum, so I'm gonna look, there she is.
Oh, you just got up.
No, I was just recording, so I was just telling them that 3, 2, 1, back in the room. Okay, so that was a while. I look different, don't I? So I had a chat with my sister and my mum. My mum's in a nursing home, and she's, how old is she now? 97? And she still looks good in terms of, skin. She's not wrinkly and, but she's living with dementia. So I just chat anyway. I chat to her, tell her about my day, what I've been doing out in the garden, and rattle on. And sometimes she falls asleep, but it doesn't matter, because she, we're so far. She needs to hear my voice, and I think that she can still understand. It's like, the way I picture it, it's like being in 2 different dimensions, and you can hear, or the way they talk about people who have strokes, that you should still communicate with them and still talk to them if they're unconscious, or if they're in a coma, that they can actually hear everything that you say and can often recall it, when they come out of a coma. So I believe that mum can still, while she can't, it's like trying to find the words, the way I picture aspects of dementia, the way it has manifested in Mum is that she would try and find the words, but the words she thought she was saying is not the words that she means, or the words that she wants to say. She can't find those words, and she would kind of, you know, do the opposites of words, and as it went further down, you know, it I had to, and the way I describe it to, I used to talk about creative activities and dementia care. So the way I look at it is that for the rest of us who are not living with dementia, we have to be more sensitive and be able to, there's several different languages that we have to learn, and it could be the language of touch, that when I talk to you I hold your hand, so that you know I'm talking to you. Mum would respond greatly to that. Or I have to look at your facial expressions. So if you're talking about something and you're grimacing, it may be that you're in pain, or, you know, I have to look at your eyes. What are you trying to convey with your eyes? The tone of your voice. So there's many different ways in which we communicate, and, you know, we can think of examples where you may not have spoken the same language, but you've been able to understand each other. And so that, for, as I say, the people who are not living with dementia, we have to enable to bridge that gap for them because they're unable to. So we have to try and be more sensitive to what it is they're trying to say, and be patient. I mean, I used to teach in a daycare centre, art workshops, and there was there was a young man, an elderly gentleman who had Parkinson's, but he had lost the ability to, it took him a while to speak, and so you could be there, you could have a conversation with him, but it would take about 10 minutes for him to get the words out, and say the things. But, you know, you could have a conversation, and I realized for him it was just like, you know, and for many other people, that it's the time that we can that we can give, the time that we need to give. We need to be patient. We need to stop kind of all this, the busyness of life, and think about the way in which we can slow down and give people time. And, you know, the classic is, you know, somebody says to you, "Oh, how are you?" and then walk straight past you, not even waiting for the response that you may give. So it was nice talking to Mum, and I guess it fits in with reflection, because I reflect on the time that she gave me, and whilst I can't be as close, and, you know, well, I was looking after her for many years, I then just try and tell her and encourage her and talk about, you know, the Caribbean Sea, the water. She came from the Caribbean. The sunshine, when my sister can, you know, take her out into the sunshine, and feeling that sun on your face, and just imagining that you're on a beach somewhere, or sitting on a veranda with the cool Caribbean breeze blowing. And that's what I hope I'm able to impart to Mum when I speak to her. So reflection is something that we have to think about doing on a regular basis, and yeah, you just have to give yourself time. You have to really you know, take yourself away from the busyness of the environment and say, okay, well, what is it I think about this, or when that happened, how was I actually feeling? So after speaking to my sister, we went to pick up some shopping and fruit, and it's amazing how expensive it is. It's not amazing, it's expensive. Most of our shopping was fruit, and you just think, how much was that? Anyway, so I made myself a mug of tea, there's lots I want to share with you. So for those of you who know about the Artsy Second Sunday, this is the second, this coming up Sunday is the second Sunday of the month. And so this is when we gather as artists, and we, there's about 14 of us, and it was organised by Martha Alaya Art. She's known as Alaya Art on YouTube, and so she put the Artsy Second Sunday together. So I'm creating this image, or is it this image? I'm creating this image, and yeah, it'd be nice for you to come and see how I got to that point. And so there's many themes to the Artsy Second Sunday. So I chose the 29 faces. So 29 faces is another thing that Martha Alaya Art organises, and she does it in February, I think, and September. So for the whole of the month of September, on Instagram, on Facebook, you just draw a face a day, create a face. So this was one of the faces. So I will be I will be doing my first face for the, because I haven't, apart from the Artsy Second Sunday face, which is coming out on Sunday, the face that I'm going to do today, that you're going to be privy to, is the first one that I've done for the month of September. And then I'm not pressurizing myself, I'm going to do as many as I can. I love drawing faces, I love creating faces, so I'm going to try and do one every day. And yeah, see how I go. It's nice to be able to just, you know, especially working in your art journal. And I have got, let me show you, faces that I have prepped. So it'll be faces like, you know, I've got this little book, art journal, and what I do is I just went through and created jump off pages. So I did backgrounds, and then I went through and I did sort of like, well, figures. I created figures, and then the next time I went round and I did, you know, some colour, but they're not finished, their faces aren't finished. So what I'll probably do is use these as well as to go towards my 29 faces. And yeah, or even, you know, ones like this. So I get them to kind of that stage, and I can then come back, and it's really good, especially if you only got a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's get on with this face, and yeah, see you on the other side. I'm going to be using these two stamps, these two stencils. I will get out some stamps. Depends if I've got enough space on the page, and then I've got these. I may use some or all. We'll see. Okay, let's get going. Okay, how was that? So I'm teaching, and this year, well, I've been teaching this year. I've done Life Book, I've done creative Jumpstart, and we have a sale on for the creative Jumpstart, and I'll put the details here. Got a sale on, so you can click on the link. The details are below, and it will take you straight to the page. So if you haven't yet joined us, Creative Jumpstart is I think there's 45 teachers, and we've all done like 10-minute lessons that you can, if you've got a short amount of time, and it's really great, because then you know that usually within 10-15 minutes you're going to be finished. So if you're kind of short on time, so I'm just crossing my legs trying to get comfy, if you're short on time, then it's ideal. The other thing that I'm doing is a year of colour, and again there are there are over 20 teachers. I can't remember how many they are, but there are over 20 teachers, and we are between the 23rd and the 30th of September. You can sign up for free. After that, I think it's $47, and that will sign you up for the whole year. And what it is you get a set amount of sessions every week, I think it is, every week. And then next year I think there's 30 until the end of the year, and then next year there's further artists that are being released, and we each do about 2 lessons. There's an interview, so it's a great time to be inspired, a great time to think about what colour means to us and how it can invigorate us. It can give us or help us feel different emotions. It can calm us down, it can energize us, it can make us feel creative, and so that's a nice course to check out. And so they're the 2 currently. There's other courses in the pipeline that I will be sharing as and when it becomes time to share. But what I wanted to share now is I did a book review, and it's the Collage Lab book review, and so it's got a ton of exercises that you can do. It's like 52 labs, and each lab has got it's weekly. There's 12 units, and in each unit there's either 4 or 5 labs, and a lab is it'll be a lesson, and it takes you through all the different types of materials, texture, positioning, working with figures, a whole load. So there's a whole load, and you can actually even do that, like once a week, like a mini course. So let's go and hear some more about the Collage Lab book review. So let's have a look at the book itself. So as you can see, as it says it's split into 12 units, and each unit has 4 or 5 labs. Now I think that it's a good idea to actually work through each lab in sequence, because it shows you different tools and techniques which you then can build on to the next. So in the first one we've got, as it says, building the foundation, and we look at working with a gesso surface. So as I say, each lab has each unit is split into, say, 4 or 5 labs. So when we look at each lab in particular, each lab is split further, and it's split into materials, where it looks at what kind of materials you can use. It looks at giving you some instructions to create the different examples that they show. It's got play and experiment, where you can try different techniques, and then it has food for thought, so you can think back and think of, you know, what worked, what didn't work, what you like best, what materials you like best, and it's ordered in that way. And I like the book because I like the order of the book, that you can work through, and you can take your time, you can go back. It gives you alternatives, it gives you additional things you can try, or you can do what they show you in the book, or you can just, you know, do your own thing. It also, when you work through the book in a sequence, some of the things that you create in the beginning of the books, like some of the backgrounds, you're then going to revisit them with and create on them with some of the other exercises that they show. And I think, yeah, it kind of goes through, like, you know, I think the first quarter of the book is about looking at colour theory, looking at, you know, what kind of materials you work with, and then as we go on from Unit 5, it looks more at imagery, working with stencils, stamps, looking at papers, playing with the paper, looking at mediums, and then we continue. So it's a really nice book to work through. If you're one of those people who need order and structure, it's perfect for you. If you're one of those people who want to kind of dip in and dip out, again, it's perfect, but you're working with a structure. You're working with a structure, but then you can do your own thing as well. You can experiment and you can play, and it gives you room for that. And it encourages you to play. So if you created an image, you can photograph it, print it out, and then you can use it and create different examples of the same piece with the photocopies. And yeah, it's quite a detailed book. As it says, you can do it all once a week. You can do it once a week with each lab weekly, or if you work through the labs, if you go quicker, if you've got a larger amount of time, you can then take your time and do several units as you wish. At the back, it's got a gallery. There are a selection, I think, of 12 artists whose work she also shows examples of, which are at the beginning of each unit. So that is Collage Lab. It's yes. What do you think? So again, I've left the details below if you want to check it out and see the book. It was actually probably produced, let me think, 2000 and maybe 2008, 9, but it's still on sale, and it's by Quarry Books, and they have, as I said, they have a range of lab type books. I was just trying to remember her name. It's Sontag. She does like animals. She's got one like splodges. You do a splodge on the page and you create like a mini animal from that. But they're really good in terms of breaking down the learning and giving you, it is like a bite-sized chunk, and I think that's probably the way a lot of us are kind of heading towards, you know, this bite-size there's a word I was going to use, I can't remember what the word is anyway, but bite-sized chunks. And because of the time that we have, or because, you know, a lot of people aren't nowadays, it would seem, okay, let me not generalize, but some people, in terms of their attention span, I mean, generally anyway, they say, you know, it's just like a 20-minute attention span. But even, and I found that when my most focused work is when I say, okay, I'm going to spend 40 minutes just on this, because what I do is jump. It's just like, oh, okay, I feel like doing this. Or, you know, I'm trying to juggle 3 or 4 things. I'm editing a video, and then I'm creating the thumbnail, and I'm trying to create a thumbnail for 3 different things, or I'm editing an image, or you know, I'm watching a video that tells, yeah, like a teaching video, and so it's like you're not doing your best, giving your best, and receiving your best when you are spread too thin. So I found that the 40 minutes, I get that done. And if I need to spend a bit longer, I can say, okay, well, I'll take another 40 minutes, or, well, I'll come back to that tomorrow, because now it's the next 40-minute project. And I found I've got, yeah, quite a lot of things done. And so that's what I'm trying to get back to, because I'd kind of like, yeah, and I batch produce as well. So I like kind of, you know, I think you have to in some things, because then it saves time. Like if I'm creating in the studio, I might have several paintings going at the same time. You know, I do several backgrounds, or my journals, and you can see, you know, I've got several. Well, you can't see that I've got several journals in front of me. Not that I was working on 3 today, and then because I wanted to show you the faces, I brought out a few more. But one of the other things I've got to do as I fold these journals is they look so lovely, aren't they? These are 3 that I made. No, so all of these ones are made, and I like this size, so they're all kind of, you know, like that. But I've got to do a video on some of the journals as part of the 52 journals, and if you come back on here tomorrow on the YouTube channel, I will be sharing another video of art journals. And what I want to do is, maybe what I'll do is do a quick, that will help me do a quick it's an airplane, heading to, who knows, sunnier climes. Well, not sunnier. Can you get sunnier than the Caribbean? Yeah, you can. Anyway, so yeah, come back tomorrow for that. And oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. So with the Collage Lab, I remembered that I had this, and as it says paper toppers, but what it is that over the years I've kind of been, without even, you know, some people call it giblets. I've heard that term used, or fodder, and it is a selection of, you know, things that I've created. These ones have got scriptures on, and it's made with handmade paper, and then I laminated it when I was doing cards. So all of these kind of things I made when I was creating handmade cards, and it was all moving too fast for me, because, you know, then came the cricket, and so I've got more words here. I was just trying to find, so I did, you know, some with paintings on. So these are fabric, these are canvas, and then I put them onto little cards. But yeah, I've got a whole load of them, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, there's me thinking, it's like, oh, I need to make some fodder. And it was just like, you've got some. You've got a lot, because I used to be a paper collector, and so I have got it's probably one of the first crickets they ever made, and I had to I had to talk myself into it. But as I say, I wasn't into mixed media then, and yeah, I can see the value of it now, but I haven't used it for a while. And it's one that you can design your own, so you connect it to the computer. So I've got to find the, oh gosh, yeah, I'm not going to be able to use it, am I? because I think there's a CD, and my computers now, for some reason, don't take CDs. Well, mine doesn't. And it was just like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that it didn't have a CD? Anyway, so I've got a lot of fodder, and I've got a little, sorry, it's a mosquito. It's like, he must be looking at me saying, you look very glistening. Haven't had dinner yet. So just let me, you're looking very glistening. I haven't had dinner yet. Shall we go for the buffet, lads? And then I'm eat all you want eat all you can eat buffet. That's how they act sometimes. Like, you know, you're a walking. Sorry, Carl. Might have to cut that bit out. You're a walking buffet. But yeah. So I've been looking around my stuff, and that's the important thing about in terms of reflecting, that, you know, sometimes you have to put a stop on the road you think you're going down, and you have to revisit. Like, I've had to revisit the piles of stuff I've got in my studio that I thought, okay, I'll come back to you, or, you know, I've got some beautiful things. I think they're beautiful. Do you want to have a look at one? There's some, yeah, I'm going to show you. Here we go. So I started making these, do you know what? I could really slap the lizards out here. The lizard pooped on the bag. I think that's, let me wipe it first. I think that's lizard poop on my piece of art, but it's metal anyway. So at one point I was doing these pieces of art in metal, and it's quite soft. It's soft metal, but I haven't yet worked out. Oh, that's actually gone in the bag. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I've got these. I don't know whether you can see. There's a face, but it's embossed in metal. But I hadn't yet decided, and I've done a few of them. This is called, it says Sage. But I haven't yet decided how I want to present it. I was thinking wood, and then I was thinking perspex. It actually looks quite nice with perspex. So I haven't yet. That's one of. Shall I leave my phone here? That's one of the things I want to test out. Or I was looking at these. They're just foam board, so that, you know, if you wanted to buy one, then all you needed to do was then just put it in a frame. So I haven't yet decided how I want to kind of present them. So yeah, that word had me kind of just looking at things and thinking, okay, so what were you doing with that? You know, is it time to look at what you've got now and see if you've taken it all the way that it needs to go, as opposed to then jumping onto something else. And there's lots of, you know, mini courses that I wanted to create. You know, even in creating something like this, it was really fun to do, and there's a lot of detail, but it's just like, if you've got the time, you know, you don't have to do it all at once, but it then is quite effective, and especially it comes in gold, bronze and silver. So I'm thinking about doing that, and you know, bringing out a few more courses, so hopefully you get the breadth of the stuff that I do. I love creating, and that's what I want you to be able to feel free to do, to just create, you know, to look at something and think, oh, I wonder what I could do with that, you know, and to feel excited about the things that you're going to create, and to not worry that, I don't know, wood burning came to mind, to not worry that, you know, well, I haven't done wood burning before, but I would like to try. Oh, Amanda's got a little wood burning course, or you know, it just really kind of takes you through shapes or whatever it is, or oh, I really want to try this, you know, and for you to then feel confident in just experimenting. I think that's really important. So think about your approach to art. Think about what you're saying to yourself about creativity and creating. I do believe that creativity is for everybody. It's like the sun's setting now, so it's like light and dark. But yeah, to really think about what it is you want to do, and to not leave it, to not put it on a shelf somewhere and say, oh, one day, but to think, why can't this one day be now? Why can't it be today? How long are you gonna say, yeah, I really want, I wish I had time to do that? You've got to make the time. Oh, I really want to try this. You've got to make the time. You know, time is gonna, it's like, I was saying to somebody, not to reveal their identity, that, oh yeah, I was saying about the garden, oh, I'm so excited, you know, I've got several different types of mango trees, and in 4 years they'll be bearing fruit. Oh, it's going to be really great. It's like, 4 years? That's so long. And I was just like, but 4 years is going to go anyway. In the meantime, if I need to buy a mango, I'll buy it. But in 4 years' time, imagine, I will have an abundance of mangoes that I can give away. I can even, I said, I'll send you on the highway with a table, and you can sell, or wherever it is, in the market. I'll send you to the market to sell my surplus mangoes. But yeah, it's just like, time's going to pass anyway, so what are you waiting for? You know, if you want to do a course, or if you want to, you know, go back to and take a degree, or, you know, whatever, 3 years, 4 years is going to pass anyway. So what are you waiting for? You know, if you don't do it, you're going to be 4 years older, so why not do it, and then come out knowing that you've done something that you feel proud of for yourself, and you took the time, and you know, you're now not saying, oh, I wish I did this. And the one thing, I don't know, that dog, where's he barking at? I don't know whether you can hear it. It's just like, every time I say something, it's like, Cole, what is that dog moaning about? Go and see. What's he moaning about? Because normally they all communicate. And the dog's down there, she must have at least 6. Every time the postman, so the dogs will communicate that the postman's coming up, then there's a dog opposite. It's a big black dog. I think it's like a Rottweiler maybe, but it's got a friendlier face, but it's big. Then that one will bark. It's got a really deep bark, and then Cole will come out and he will bark, and then the neighbour next door, she's got 2 dogs, and they'll bark because then the postman's riding up there on his motorbike. And I'm just like, why have you lot got it in for this poor postman? And did I tell you? Oh my gosh, the other day, so he came. I don't know what told me to follow. I was out in the garden, and I don't know what told me follow Cole in, because he's going to do something. And he did. He jumped over the fence, and the postman was just literally about to put the post in, and he was like, hey, and I was like, come here now. And he came straight in, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. It's like, yeah, you need to keep him tied up. And I was just like, we ain't going to do that, but I will raise the fence. I saw it was a gate, so he jumped over the gate, and so I'm sure he can I'm sure he can actually jump over the gate that I've put there, but he would have to do it from a few paces away. So I listen out for the postman now, and as soon as I hear him, I go up there. If we're out in the garden, I go up there and I tell him to go in, because I'm trying to train him to, you hear the postman, you go in, you sit down, let the postman do his job, and so we can get our post, so we don't just get bills. Anyway, so think about that. Think about time passing anyway. So it's time. The time for you to do those things you had on your list is now. And in the times that we're in, you don't know what's going to happen in a year's time. So, you know, you might as well be doing the things that you say you want to do, that you've always dreamed of doing. And if it takes you saving up, if it takes, you know, okay, well, I've got to get another job or a different job, then do that. Don't wait, you know, don't wait. Plan it out. Do what you need to do so that you can fulfill those goals and those dreams. And you don't have to have everything perfectly arranged in order, and everything doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to start. And because when you take that step, then you'll be met. The next step, things will crop up, people will come into view, but you have to put the work in. You have to decide what you want. You have to decide that those things that you say you want are worth having. You know, you want them badly enough that you're going to stop doing the, I don't know, are you watching daytime TV? Are you procrastinating? Are you playing online computer games? What is it you're doing that you've not valued the thing that you say you want to do? And make a decision to do one thing. You know, I said last week, I've been procrastinating on creating my stories, and I'm going to start getting them out. I've got about 14 of them that I really feel excited about, and I felt excited for the past few years. And so today I went and brought some more composition notebooks because I haven't been journaling, and I want to get back into writing every day as well. So I've got these books, and with me writing, that just helps get my thoughts out, because everything's up in here, and then I'm planning, I'm working on different things, and I really need to get, you know, some of the first kind of like skimming off the top kind of thing, get that out and down. And I usually find that in that 3, you know, like your morning pages, Artist Way, I used to do the Artist Way, Julia Cameron's book, or I've read it, and I used to find that there would be so much information and inspiration in the pages. And there was even a couple of times where I think I've typed out, there were a couple of times where it was like I was being spoken to, and I'm writing, and it was like just how I'm talking to you in terms of, you know, so what are you doing? You know, you need to have a plan. It was just like, it was like that. And it was when I'd finished, it was just like, oh my gosh. And I've done it a few times, and I thought I need to, when it happens like that, I need to highlight it so I can type it out and maybe share. So there was one, do you know where it is? Cole, he made my hard drive with all my information, everything, classes, courses, you name it, images, videos. It dropped on the floor, and so I've got to try and get it fixed. So I found a place, but they want to charge over $1,000 to access it. I'm hoping that if they're not able to do it, that I you know, I just hope they're able to do it, because there's a lot of memories, a lot of work that's on there. But in the meantime, I can still be getting on with stuff. So yeah, but I'm going to leave it there. I've got my journaling now. And yeah, I'm going to get on with it. And I hope that you have been encouraged to do more than you did yesterday. Yes? And I will see you again. Join me tomorrow for the art journal. I'll be sharing an art journal and be working in there as well, doing a page. Okay? So, take care for now, and I'll see you soon.